Okay. So anyways, yeah, I'm, yeah, first of all, I'm not here to ask for money because I know that the state doesn't have any money, and I definitely, I do have opinions on the budgets, debates, but that's outside the scope here, because like I said in my letter, I'm an independent, and basically, I'm wanting to, basically, deal with this in a nonpartisan issue, nonpartisan way. I was not diagnosed with autism until 2009 at the age of 40, which is very typical for what is now referred to as high-functioning autistics. It was raised prior to the DSM-4, which came out in '94, 6 years after I graduated from high school, which first recognized that we existed. So before then, I was just some weird kid with 140 IQ who had a 1.9 GPA. Okay. And so anyways, but in going through the the procedure of getting on SSDI was extremely degrading for me because it went against everything that I stood for. Sure. And there's other people in the autistic support group that I go to that they're experiencing the same thing. They don't want to be on public assistance, and they would do whatever, that they're doing whatever they can to get off of public assistance, but nevertheless, basically, we are being forced onto public assistance, and basically, my view is that the problem starts with who officially defines autism, okay? With all due respect to the psychologists and psychiatrists, who I've sat under and I've learned a lot of good things, they are professional fault finders, okay? When they define somebody, they define them strictly by their faults. And there's more to autistics than the issues that we struggle with. But with the definitive definition that everybody refers to being done by the the fault finders, and then we have the people who do the textbooks for teaching, medical doctors, physical therapists, speech therapists, all those that they start with this definition, which is based solely on our struggles, okay, and then you get to the autism organizations who are going to be doing their Autism Awareness Month next month, and it's their Autism Awareness Month. It is not our Autism Awareness Month. Okay. It is all about them and what they want for us. They have basically appointed themselves as our representatives without our consultation or consent, and basically, for me, it's a lot like you remember the Jerry Kids Rebellion in the 1990s, where they got tired of the Jerry Lewis the telethon and how they depicted them and how the organization was using the money that was raised in their names. Well, that's basically what a lot of autistic self-advocates are doing right now, is they're getting tired of what these organizations who have appointed themselves as our representatives, they know where our support group is at. They come when they want to sell their agenda on us, their goods, their services, their concepts. But when we invite them to a conference that's me, Sue Golubach, Tara Marshall, and several other autistics, and we promote it as, okay, these are the issues that we talk about at our group and the solutions that we're finding. Not one of these organizations cared to show up. And that speaks volumes about what the problems are, that we have these issues, we want to talk about these issues, and these organizations that have appointed themselves as our representatives don't care what our viewpoint is. And then it works down to the IEPs, individual education plans of the autistic children, okay, that they go right along this same thing with all about the faults, Meanwhile, there's Temple Grandin. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's the most prominent autistic self-advocate in all of North America. And she's invited to come and speak at these conferences. And so, a conference that is lucky to draw 150 sells out an auditorium that seats 500. Well, yeah, that's great. The thing is, her concept that we're different, not less. Where does that appear in any of their literature? It doesn't. It doesn't appear in the DSM-5. It does not appear in the textbooks. It does not appear at these conferences. It does not appear in the IEP, so it's all great and dandy that Temple Grandin is allowed to come in and sell out a conference room, but is anybody actually, embracing any of her concepts to where it'll give autistics the opportunity to be more than people assume that they can be?
Sure. Let me ask a couple questions.
Go ahead.
Okay, and your name is?
Jason.
Jason, okay. Jason, number one, where are you located at? You mentioned 35th and Peoria.
No, 19th Avenue in Peoria.
19th Avenue, Peoria.
Yeah.
Is that where your
Yeah.
organization meets?
No, that's where I reside. The Autism Support Group meets at the Pyle Center in Tempe at Rural and Southern.
And that's you and how many people?
Well, we've had as many as over 24 showing up. Sometimes we go into little attendance slumps. We still had over a dozen. The second Saturday of every month.
I like that attendance slumps. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's,
So your IQ is what, 140?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Right.
I know, I tell you what, Jason, as far as autism, I am probably one of the least educated on
Right.
autism.
Mm-hmm.
But my job is to listen
Right.
to all sides
Mm-hmm.
and make a decision should something come to
Right.
I mentioned to you yesterday about the parents that had come, and it wasn't necessarily regarding autism, but it was regarding a lot of them had autistic.
Yeah. The
And so-
physical restraints doesn't
Right,
just
yeah.
apply to the autism.
And so, I've never met, and I don't know if I've ever met, to be honest with you, maybe I have, maybe I haven't,
Mhm.
somebody that said they were an adult. Is that
Right.
okay? I'm assuming you're about 45, 46.
I'll be turning 46.
Okay,
Mhm.
so an adult that has autism. So
Right.
I'm very, I want to help
Right.
if I can. I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know. I want to ask
Yeah.
you, give me the 3 top issues that your group, your independent group, you mentioned one, and I think I caught it, was these outside groups don't know what you need as an individual adult. What are the 3 top concerns?
Jobs.
Okay, Joe.
Okay. Jobs is number one. Because that's going to allow us to get back our dignity by being self-supporting.
Sure.
Okay.
What kind of jobs?
Jobs that we can maintain over the long haul. Yeah, I can go and get a job at Taco Bell and I'll be let go within a month because one of the issues particular to me, not all autistics have, but as far as I have, is I have extremely slow manual dexterity. Okay, so any type of a production job, I'm simply not going to be able to meet the production standards. Okay.
But you can do it, you just can't meet the standards.
Right, and so I would be let go. So, and so as far as, getting back to, not just talking about, what our struggles are, is, one of the core issues that's universal amongst all autistics is executive functioning. That's the frontal lobe of the brain that basically processes information, problem solving, organization skills, so on and so forth. Okay, and this is one of the areas that we're weak at.
So let me ask you a question now. Are you speaking for you or are you speaking as a group?
This is something that I discussed with Sue Bellerbach, as far as, she is an expert, and also Dr. Brian Woodruff, who's a neurologist.
Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, I just have another, I'm trying to learn.
Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So, okay, you mentioned manual dexterity. Are there other, do autistic people, are they not sufficient in certain areas? In other words, you have manual dexterity. Could somebody else have something else that's their main concern?
Or
something they
it's going to vary. Okay, autism is a neural connectivity issue. Okay, there are certain parts of our brain that has additional neural connections and other parts that have fewer neural connections. Okay, and so as far as the areas that we have have more neural connections, they could result in hypersensitivity issues to various sensory stimuli, but they can also result in us being extremely gifted in those areas.
Absolutely.
And as far as
just a little bit more that I wanted to let you know about me. My sister has worked very well with autistic kids,
Mhm.
and she loves autistic kids
Right.
because of their giftedness.
Right.
Yeah, they have. It's like they're just super smart. And
Yeah,
super,
and that's what frustrates us.
Yeah.
Is that's when people. I don't know if you took the time to Google autism before meeting me
No,
to
I
get.
haven't.
Oh, okay, but I'm glad you did.
Right.
Okay, because that a lot of what's on there, like I said, focuses on our struggles and causes people to not realize that we do have these strengths. I starting to explain. We have executive functioning difficulties. Okay, somebody who has hearing impairment, or visual impairment, what they have increased sensory, hearing in order to compensate. Well, what do autistics have to compensate? We have superior memories, the ability to absorb this information. And yet this is treated like it's just some circus freak show aspect, instead of recognizing that, okay, this is the basis for finding roles that autistics can do. An example that I use.
Let me just interject one other thing, Jason.
Yeah.
I don't look at you as a circus freak show.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
And the people that I've talked with want to help.
Yeah.
We do,
Yeah.
and we are getting bombarded.
Yeah.
It's from different organizations.
Yeah.
I want to tell you, Jason, is that we are here to help.
Yeah, and yes, I recognize that these organizations are well-meaning, although there's a few individuals, I'm not going to mention names, who I think they're just in it for the money.
Yeah.
But as far as 95%, they are well-meaning. They really do want to help,
Sure.
but they want to help. First thing they need to do is listen to us and let us explain the things that they are not correct about,
Okay.
the assumptions that they're making, and so and like I said, actually I did complete that, but anyways, so specifically what I was hoping be able to do is I did a little bit of research, and I guess the state legislature has from time to time done joint committees,
Absolutely.
where some from the House and some from the Senate get
Yeah,
together
absolutely.
to deal with a specific issue.
Mhm.
Okay, and what I would like, I don't know if it could be set up in time for April Autism Awareness Month, but it would definitely be appreciated if a committee could be set up, in which me, Sue Galbach, Tara Marshall, and Laura Nagel, and Autistic Self-Advocates from Cottonwood could come down and, oh wait, that's not, okay, gotta find, and can discuss that, things from our perspective, and I came up with this list last night of legislators based on, okay, first of all, that the committees that I'm to understand would deal with the priority issues, and then other secondary committees. So basically, everybody on that list is on at least 2 autism relevant committees, according in my subjective opinion. Okay. Again, I came up with this late last night, so I didn't have time to consult with anybody else. So it is my subjective opinion, that those are the order of priorities. And when you get to the 3s and 4s, quite frankly, it's because
Just looking at at the very first one.
Right.
So look at this information a little bit closer.
Right.
The very oh, I see what it is. Okay, hold on. Paul Boyer, he is a chairman, but he's chairman of education.
Okay, maybe I copied that down wrong, or maybe you're West.
Well, see, you have education underlined, so maybe I'm missing.
Yes. So these are the that's the main committee, and then these are listed as the other committees.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So all of them are on.
Okay.
On the education committee, and then the additional committees are the additional committees that I personally believe are relevant to the issues that we're needing to discuss. And again, that this is my subjective viewpoint, that I didn't have a chance to bounce off the other autistics, and also based on my limited understanding of what responsibilities the different committees have, and I could be a little bit off on some of those, but if we could.